Hello everyone and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. This is Colin and today we're going to start Scenario 2, The Last King in our Arkham Horror, The Living Card Game series. Now in this video what we're going to do is we're just going to show the campaign update, so how we're going to update our two decks, and then just do the intro for The Last King. So this should be a quick video. What I have in front of you here are the cards that I'm going to upgrade into our deck since we gained 5 experience during the last scenario. You can see in the 2 cards I'm looking to upgrade, you see these pips. There are 4 here for the Chicago Typewriter and 1 here for the Leo De Luca card. The Chicago Typewriter is pretty sweet. It has 4 ammo and it says here, fight. You may spend any number of additional actions when you perform this attack. You get +2 strength for this attack for each action being spent, including this ability's action cost. So if I just spend 1 action, I'll get +2, but I could spend 2 actions and get +4, and it deals +2 damage. So that could deal a total of 3 damage when attacking. And then Leo over here, the only difference is he's 1 cost cheaper. And so I have to keep my deck size at the same amount, which is 30 cards. So I'm going to remove 1 Leo De Luca, which costs 6. And then I'm going to remove this Switchblade from our deck. For Min, we're going to update the magnifying glass. Now it's going to cost 0. It's still a fast action. You get +1 to your intellect while investigating, but if there are no clues in your location, you have to return the magnifying glass to your hand. But that's actually kind of nice because that can go back to our hand. We can put something out into our hand again, and then later on when we need to investigate more, we can put this back out. Also, we're going to do this lucky card. So the lucky card was fast before. We also get our +2 to our skill that we're testing, but then we also get to draw a card. So I'm going to upgrade the basic lucky, and I'm upgrading the basic magnifying glass. That was only a total of 3 experience. The final 2, we're going to put 2 Pathfinders in our deck. During your turn, if you are not engaged with an enemy, exhaust Pathfinder and move to a connecting location. Free movement, that can mean that potentially Jenny and Min would have essentially 4 actions around. So for that one Pathfinder, I'm going to give up the Research Librarian. I just don't feel like he's that useful. And we're going to give up the knife because we never used that last time, and I don't see us using the knife because we do have our shovel. So we might as well use our shovel instead of the knife. Now that we've upgraded our decks, we've used all of our XP, let's start Scenario 2, The Last King. If anyone has the answers to the questions that burn in your mind, it's the cast and crew of The King in Yellow. With no other leads to pursue, you put on your best clothes and head to 1452 Atlantic Avenue, where a woman named Constance Dumaine is hosting an event in celebration of the play's one-night engagement in Arkham. Now, just like the other scenario, there's all these little scenario-specific things you need to do. You gather all these encounter cards. I'm going to do all of that off camera. We get bystanders together. We actually set up our locations like this. And I'm going to do all of that off camera so you guys can just see what it looks like in the next episode. I do want you to know that you can play this as a standalone mode if you want it. And what I mean by that is you can, if you want, do this scenario just on its own. You don't have to do it throughout the campaign. And they have what you should include in your chaos token bag, and then maybe some additional items as well. But we don't have to worry about that. We're playing the full campaign. Here we have our scenario card. Our scenario card lets us know for the skull, we'll have to reveal another token, and if we fail, we place 1 doom on a lunatic enemy in play. Ugh. And now remember, that doom, I played that wrong in the first video, played it right in the second one. That doom is going to progress the agenda, so that's not good. If we draw the scary-looking dude here, which I should obviously know is called a cultist, could not think of that, we have a -2. If you fail, place 1 of your clues on your location, so you lose a clue. We don't have any of these in the chaos bag, but we do have this. This is what we added once we started having flooding in our last playthrough. We have -X, where X is the shroud value of your location. So yeah, we're going to have lots of negatives here. I think I'm going to have to be a little bit more conservative in my chit pulling. Over here we have the Sickening Reality cards. What we're supposed to do is not look at them in too much detail and just place them underneath the scenario card. Next, we need to set up the 5 bystander cards. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to shuffle these up and randomly place 1 into each of the 5 locations. There's a total of 6 locations in the game. We'll start in a location where there are no bystanders, and then any of the locations that we go to inside of this actual home where we're having this party, we'll get to potentially meet these bystanders. Here we have our setup of the foyer to the courtyard, courtyard to the ballroom, courtyard to the living room to the gallery, and ballroom to the dining room. So now we have our 5 bystanders, and we'll place 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. We also are going to pull out Diane Devine, and we'll keep her out of play. I'm assuming she'll come into play later. Each bystander will gain 1 clue plus the amount of investigators, so 2 clues in addition on their card. A lot of these cards, and you'll see it during the playthrough, have an action that when all the clues have been taken, we can flip the card. And I'm assuming that's something that we're going to want to do. Here we have our agenda card and our Act 1 card. So we have Fashionably Late. As you pull up to the manor, you notice that something is wrong. A trail of blood leads up to the porch steps, and the front door is smashed. Muted music comes from within the house, its warped and discordant notes painful to your ears. Has the madness of the King in Yellow already made its way here? This isn't a party, it's a madhouse. But for some reason, the guests are too deluded to notice. Very few of them are sane, and many are themselves horror to your eye. Perhaps you can talk to them to learn more about the King in Yellow. I don't know if that's actually what I would do. I would probably just run away. But okay. Force. When an investigator is eliminated by defeat or resignation, place each of the investigator's clues on this act instead of placing them on his or her location. Okay. Objective. Find as many clues as you can, then get out of this awful place. This reminds me of, what is it, Scenario 2 in the Nightmare, or the Scenario 2 from the core set. I think we had to do this, where they don't really give you a specific objective. You're just trying to gain as many clues as you can. Let's go ahead and draw our 5 cards. We'll start with Jenny. So Jenny will have her Jenny Twin 45s. Heck yeah. Overpower. Wow. Dynamite Blast. Looks like we have lots of attacking. Oh, we drew one of our weaknesses. We can set that aside and continue drawing. Man, 41 Daringer and Unexpected Courage. Well, I don't think we need all of this firepower. So I think I'm going to toss Dynamite Blast, the 41 Derringer, even the Overpower. I'll just keep these 2. And we've got Unexpected Cash, Sneak Attack, and Flashlight. Nice. What do you say we set up Min as well? So let's draw her hand. She has Emergency Cash. Good, but she usually doesn't have a problem with resources. Medical Techs. Oh, so we've got a way to heal damage and a way to heal horror. That's nice. Perception. Oh, I love that. We've got Overpower. And we have the Magnifying Glass. And that's our upgraded Magnifying Glass. Yes. Okay, I think we're going to mulligan Overpower. And I think we're going to mulligan Emergency Cash. I think I like having the healing. I like the perception. Definitely the Magnifying Glass. And the Pathfinder. Awesome. And we have Working a Hunch. Great. That is, look at that. Discover 1 clue your location. Yeah. We'll place both of our characters here, and let's read it. The entrance hall is lavishly decorated, displaying the wealth of the manor's owner, while still creating a welcoming atmosphere. "Shall I take your coat?" the doorman asks as you enter. It takes a moment before you realize the doorman has only bloody stumps where he should have hands. Oh, would you give your coat to that person? On the backside, we have Resign. Having found valuable information about the production, you depart and plan your next move. So I totally get it. What we're going to be doing is running around to all those locations, trying to talk to those bystanders, and then once things get hot, we run to the foyer and get ourselves out of here. We'll have 2 clues here as well. 1 times the amount of investigators. And 2 Shroud, that really isn't going to be that hard. So I think we'll definitely have Min start off by trying to collect those clues. And with that, we should be all set to start this next scenario. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. I will see you all at the next stop.